What's up, everybody? We're gonna get some work done on the Camaro today. So if you've seen the wheels, you know how bad they are. Pretty well curbed. This spot here, and it's even got a little bit over here, but that's just a black mark. I think I could probably buff that off, but this is deep gouges. And so I'm gonna try, I've sort of done this before. Okay, so I did a set of Corvette wheels. Well, they weren't really Corvette wheels, they were on a Corvette. They were 3-piece Momo rims, and the lip was folded over and they were badly curbed. All 4 of them were in really bad shape. They needed to have the clear coat, they needed to be repainted, the center and everything else. I sent them off. I had a lot of work to do on the car, plus my regular job, and so I sent them off to a shop, and they came back because they didn't want to touch them with the 3-piece wheels. They called them boat anchors. They sent them back. The guy was going through, he sent them back, gave them back to me and said, yeah, they make good boat anchors. And of course I wasn't just going to give them away. I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll hang them on the wall or something as garage art. And but I was pretty angry about it. I was pretty angry about the attitude, I guess. So I went home, and angry as I was, I figured I got nothing to lose. I took a welding glove and I flopped it over the edge right on the tailgate of my truck. When I brought them home, I took a pipe wrench and I started bending it, and wouldn't you know, it bent back and it looked almost like factory. And then I was like, okay, I got that far. So then I took some sandpaper. I didn't have a Dremel tool at the time. I didn't have a Dremel with that wheel. And I took some sandpaper and started sanding, and the gouges came out. And so the next thing you know, I started going down to sandpaper and I repainted. The wheels end up looking like they were brand new. Brand new. And so this is gonna be a little bit of a different story because I have such a, this is a flat area. I'm really kind of worried about doing that because, I mean, I guess I can feather this whole thing. Maybe not this far, but I'm kind of worried about this. So anyway, I'm gonna put you on my head, get a little head strap, and we'll do this together. We'll figure this out. I'm hoping it turns out good because I really don't want to have to buy new rims for this car. And I think all 4 wheels are like this. Let me take a look at this back one here. And that one's lightly curbed, more curb there. Got a nice scratch there. That one we know. There's the new tires. It's getting new shoes. Got some Pirellis. And then this one, this one here is curbed pretty bad too. Yeah, this one's curbed, not up as far. I don't know, this is probably pretty dark in there, but because I don't have any light over here in this corner. Yeah, this one's curb rashed up here too. And then the other one's in the car. So let's just nick away on this one. If we screw this one up, we only have to buy 1 wheel, or maybe a whole set, and just go with something completely different. This car looks really good with those, not a honeycomb wheel, but if I can find a picture, I'll put it in the video, but I'll put you on my head. Let's do this. All right, let's start with this small area over here. I'll try not to block the light. Let's try and just go slow. This is 80 grit. This is an 80 grit wheel. I'm scared to death of what I'm going to do to this thing. Let's spin it a little faster. Okay, I'm not doing too much damage, so let's get it up a little faster here. Well, it's starting to disappear. Some of these grooves are starting to disappear. Sure is a lot faster than doing it by hand, that's for sure. I did the other wheels by hand. It took me forever. I think I worked on it the whole weekend, if I remember right. Well, you really got to be careful because this will take some material off quick. This is the one I'm really, well, up in here too, this is the ones I'm really worried about. We'll keep trying. See, what sucks is that this one is not a painted wheel. What I'm really worried about is that this has got like a clear coat on it. And I don't know, I clear coated the other wheels, but I didn't plan on clear coating these ones. So I don't know. Whoa, whoa. Okay, let's go. Still got a nice groove there, but let's go. Wow. God, these wheels are trashed. Oh yeah, stuff like that just disappears. That just disappears like crazy. I'm gonna save that for the thinner, or the wheel that's the sandpaper, that's the grit that's like 120. I'm gonna save that for that, because that's pretty minor. Let's try and get this one out of here. This one's a deep groove. Whew, that's bad. Gonna try and feather it. Oh jeez. You know what I just realized? You guys probably are just looking at the sky, aren't you? That's what I just realized. Oh man, I'm telling you. Okay, so now you should be able to see what I'm working on. I did a little bit here, and you can see that I went through the clear coat, and that's what I'm really worried about, is that if I went through the clear coat here, I'm gonna have to de-clear coat the whole wheel. Oh man. Oh man. Yep, that's the clear coat. That's the factory clear coat that's got all the scratches in it too. Oh man. Yeah. It's okay on the lip here where there's an edge, but now what do I do? Go all the way down into here and everything? I mean, man, it's almost like I should get a new wheel, because you ever tried to remove the clear coat on a factory wheel? It's tough. It's really tough. I mean, especially all these nooks and crannies, it's hell. Okay, let's switch wheels. Let's switch to the other wheel. Where did they go? Here. I don't think I've even opened this before. Nope. Nope. Oh. Did that even open it? I don't even think that opened it. This is 120 grit, and this should leave a little less sanding marks, but I don't know. I don't have much faith here, because like I said, as soon as I go through that clear coat right here where you can see it, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to have to remove this clear coat. I'm telling you, unless they've changed clear coating the way they did them from the factory. I hate removing clear coat. It's just horrible. Yeah, let's try and polish into here. Let's polish into here a little bit and see how it goes, because I just don't know how it's gonna look. I mean, man, I hate to paint these wheels too because I like them. Yeah, but I'm still removing the clear coating. Just giving it a little more shine is all it's doing. Oh, this thing's getting hot. Okay, so here's the issue, is that I don't really want to do any, I don't think I can polish that out, you know? I don't think I can just add clear coat to that. I can try, but I don't think I can just add clear coat to that. It almost looks like there's like a color on there. You know, you got the aluminum rim that's raw, and then it almost kind of looks like there's something like, there's a coat there. It almost looks like some kind of color coat. And then I could see maybe the clear coming on. These are supposed to be hyper chrome, I think. Unless the hyper chrome has a tint. I'm not really sure about it, but you know, the thing is these wheels, they make a reproduction wheel, but I'd really rather have a GM wheel. But I mean, I'm talking about some serious money. Yeah, I don't know what to do with these. I really don't. I don't know if it's worth even trying for these gouges here. These are hellacious gouges here. Well, I bought everything, so let's just keep going here. I'll go back to the 80 grit here, and we'll try and work on this. But I'm not happy. If these were really expensive wheels, then I suppose maybe I could put in a little extra effort. But jeez, these things are bad. I don't even know if I should waste this wheel on it. Let's try and get into here and get a few of these things. We'll worry about that later. This is the worst of all the wheels, I think. So if I guess if I can do it here, if I can make this look halfway decent, then I probably gonna do pretty good on the other ones, you know. And then the other ones have hope at least. I'm moving it back and forth quite a bit because I don't want to create more divots than it's already here, you know. So I'm trying to feather this whole thing because I know I'm taking off material to get it down to where the groove is. And if they were painted wheels, I would stop at a certain point, and then I would just fill a little tiny amount in there, and then I would just paint them, you know. But I really don't want black wheels. I think orange wheels would look stupid, and so. Okay, it got away from me there. This thing is so hot I can't even hold on to it anymore. So I think I'll let this thing cool a little bit. But you know, this is looking better, but I just don't know what to do with the finish. I guess the only thing I could maybe do is I could probably try and put some clear back on there with an airbrush and just see if it just kind of blends, which I don't think it's going to. I think there's something on here besides the clear coat. I think there's some kind of coating on there that makes the chrome I don't know. You guys, if you guys know something about the way they made these wheels, did they put a coating on here? In other words, is this an aluminum rim that's not really polished? Is this an aluminum rim that's got a coating on it like ALSA makes? Here, let me take you off of my head here. Oh man, ALSA. The company called ALSA, and I think somebody else too makes a coating that if you spray it on, like a lot of it, it actually looks like chrome, and it's not quite as shiny as chrome. It's a little bit duller, and I'm wondering if this is the coating that they used. And this is underneath here is just an aluminum rim, not polished, maybe just smooth somehow, but not finished or anything like that. I mean, it looks like a polished rim that has been clear coated, but I don't think it is. I think there may be a coating like ALSA has, ALSA. And does anybody know for sure that, I mean, this is some kind of coating that they use on these? I think this is called a hyperchrome rim. I think I've seen it before, and I thought that this was like a hyperchrome rim. And to me, it looks just like not quite like chrome. Like, okay, so like this is chrome, that's chrome. This is not chrome. You see the difference? I think this is what they call the hyperchrome, and I'm betting that they painted this on there. And so that's what I'm going through, and now I've taken it off of there, and now I'm screwed. And I don't have any hyperchrome. I mean, it's a kit that's a few bucks. I mean, I guess I could buy it. And oh yeah, look at this. When I look at it with the light shining in the reflection, you can clearly see that's not chrome. You know what I mean? It doesn't have the reflection of a chrome. And you see how it's just not quite right? And yet you see this is chrome. You can really see, it's like a mirror, you know. This is chrome. That's chrome. This is what I believe GM calls a hyperchrome, and it's a coating. So these wheels are going to need to be coated of some sort. It's going to need to be re-hyperchromed, or it's going to need to be you know, painted black or whatever. Which I really didn't want black wheels on this car. I really like the hyperchrome. So I don't know what to do. I guess I'm just going to keep going and try and get them smooth so that, you know, I don't know if they get painted or if they get re-hyperchromed. I'll go look and see what that kit costs. I thought at one time they even had it in a spray can. Of course, I've got a compressor and spray guns, but now we're talking about a whole different operation. I got to, you know, sand this down and spray it and everything else. And I mean, I guess they would look brand new, but all right, well, let's let this cool off. Yeah, this thing is so hot. I can't even hold on to it. So let's take a break, and we'll come back when the Dremel tool, I can actually hold on to it. All right, so we're gonna do a little body work on the old SS wheels here, try and get rid of some of the curb damage, some of the stupidity. Try and put you down here so we can actually see. But yeah, it's pretty much just like body work on a car, but it's much more tedious because some of the grooving and stuff that's right up against the tire, I suppose I could have the tire removed or at least break the bead, but I just chose not to this time around anyway. On the front wheels I did have the beads broken, and it helped a little bit. Especially these beads are really, really close. But this one here, I'm gonna have to add some more. Let's see, I had another one here. This is pretty beat up. I'm gonna fold it again just to try and get in here. I've been using a knife to kind of carve some of this stuff away too. Just ever so slightly. Some of it builds up too fast. not exactly fun stuff. It's just kind of tedious, you know? Tedious work. Jeez, I don't even know what I'm going to be able to do there. If I had the tire broken, I'd probably be able to sand this, but I think that's probably just going to have to be left because I can't get down in there. I'll probably add a little bit more right here, and then there's another spot. It's a real big chunk here I got to add, but it's probably not going to be perfect unless they get the tire off. I didn't plan on taking these tires off. If I can, I'm just going to leave them on there. Get some of that a little bit better. Boy, that's a good curb job right there. And this one here is a really bad curb job. And the weird thing is these are the rear tires. So it's like, you know, sometimes the front tires are used to find a curb by the driver, but this is actually the back tire. On the back passenger, so I guess they must have gone up on a curb and then I don't know, bounce back off it. Or I suppose taking a corner you can go up on a curb pretty easily. Alright, so now I've already put a piece of sharper sandpaper in the groove here. Trying to get this one kind of like up against the tire. Trying to make it look more natural, but I gotta fill that a little bit more, and then this one here I gotta try and fill this a little bit more. So I think that's what we'll do next. And then we gotta clean. We've gotta wipe all the grease and stuff off of this, and then scuff this whole thing. Tape the tire off, and then because the cards won't work in this one. I got where are they? I got my cards, but they won't work on this one. These are really big cards, but they don't work on this one because well, I suppose I could probably use those. Yeah, I could probably use those. I didn't even think they'd fit in there. Yeah, I taped the other tire. I used masking tape on the other tire. Let's see if the smaller ones fit. Yeah, I could probably jam those in there. See if they stagger at all. Usually you want to overlap them a bit. A little bit harder to get that one in there. Yeah, I could probably use those. Might have a little bit of a lip here that shows when I get done painting. It might have a little bit of a lip that shows a little bit, but yeah, it's not too bad. No, it's not too bad. I could probably run a knife around the edge too, carefully, and then get the groove just right, you know. Yeah, I could probably use that. Cool. I don't have to mask. It's a lot faster. So anyway, I think we'll add a little bit here, and then we'll scuff this whole thing. We'll clean this up, wipe these all off, and so anyway, and we'll get to the point of painting. So you don't need to watch me wipe this off with a rag or scuff this. All I'm going to do is use a scuff pad. Probably use one of these. That's all I'm going to do is scuff it like this. I'll wipe it first. I'll wipe everything down first. Make sure I get the wax and grease or anything off of it. Mask off this. And then when it gets close enough, I'll start spraying primer. And I think there was a spot over here. Yeah, I might need to put some more filler in there. Make that look a little bit better. But yeah, they'll look a little better. It's too bad I can't keep this finish. I know I keep saying that, but I really, really would like to keep this finish. But it's gone. So, too late. All right, I'll be back in a few. Peace.